Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready to rumble or what? I like this. This is really cool. All right, let's see what we've got here. Go ahead and kind of chill out on that for a moment, and then we'll go ahead and begin. All right. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you tonight. It is Sunday, the 12th. All right. First of all, I want to say hi. Thanks to all of you for being here tonight. And also on top of that, we're looking to go ahead and make things happen. And we are recording this as well, just so you know. So it's cool, it's awesome, and we're ready to rumble. So let's see, maybe later. Okay, cool. All right, now what we want to go ahead and do is also on Mr. Zoom, I believe. What we want to do is go ahead and be able to go ahead and have you guys see. So I'm not sharing my screen yet, so let's go to share the screen. How about that? Would that help out a little bit? I think it would. All right, we're going to go ahead and share the screen here. There we go. All right, and I believe now I am sharing the screen. Okay, hi everybody. How are you? Good to see you tonight. All right. Oh, let's see. What else do we got over here? All right, yeah, I definitely am sharing the screen. All right. All right, cool. All right, tonight we're going to go ahead and go over a couple of things. Also want to let you know is this. Monitor, okay, click. All right, so we're zooming. Okay, cool. All right. All right, so what we want to let you know tonight is that tonight we're going over different things tonight. Break out your pens, pad, and papers, because what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be going over a lot of things that you want to go be able to have a chance to look at. I like squirt. So, anyways, back what I want to say is this. First of all, I want to go ahead and say congratulations. I'd like to acknowledge one of our power trade persons out here. His name is Brian, and he's doing really good in the course. In that area right now, he just got this week at, he got offered 24,001. He has $35,000. He got a line of credit, then of course a business loan. All right, and it was again it's no PG. All right, got 35. I believe it's 35, and then now he's working on some other stuff now. We're going to work on some other stuff to get more than that now, because now he'll be able to go ahead and balance what he needs to do. Plus another thing, one thing I keep telling you folks about is divisions. We're ready to set up divisions this week with him again on Wednesday. We're going to go through a live one with him again. And one thing also, as Brian as well, is that he's also a partner in a real estate thing with me as well. And we're working on those areas as well. But I also want to tell you, he's taken on a lot and he's doing really good. And on top of that, now he's going to go ahead. I told him I have a bet with him. I said, look, if you go ahead, he says he can't get American Express. And I said, you're going to get American Express. I said on top of that you're going to go ahead and get, there's another division I have is just started. I said, you're going to get that division, American Express. And I said, for $500 million, I told him. Anyways, but also, he's going to learn something very valuable again. Remember last week I showed the TikTok, for those who are on YouTube and Facebook, if you listen to that TikTok guy that was talking about the divisions, and the divisions are very, very important. And Pfizer is the one that showed you how divisions work so immaculately when you set it up correctly from the beginning. From the beginning. This is what a lot of people don't do, and Brian's going to end up learning all that. So this week also as well, he's going to learn something more powerful that a lot of people do not know how to use correctly. He's actually going to use a UCC1 form and the power of an affidavit that gets recorded in the county recorder's office because somebody owes him some money on a real estate deal that kind of was unscrupulous with him, all right? So now his company's going to learn how to go after it because he has all the proof. I went through all the documents right here. And then also one thing about this, there's a team that does this for me, that they're actually really good at what they do. Now I know they're good at what they do because of the fact is I taught most of them what to do, and then they branched off. So I used them. So one thing about this though is it's the affidavits. When you really know what the commercial affidavit's very powerful, very powerful, and I definitely know how to use them precisely. And also now I'm going to teach them how to use that, because in business you've got to know how to protect yourself. I'm telling you, when you learn about the Uniform Commercial Code and how to use it, you can even go against American Express. And I can tell you, I went against them, and there is a live YouTube out there that I did do about when one time American Express did something to us, and they tried to jade us out of $3,500. I was going to tell you this, out of $3,500, because we had $40,000 of gift cards, and then they paid us all of them, the $40,000 on the gift cards that we ran through the charge, and they didn't go ahead and pay us $3,500 because they're telling us, hey, well, it's probably could be stolen. I said, wait a minute, you just paid us like almost $37,000, $36,000 and some change, and now you're going to hold $3,500? Come on, give me a break. Now this is way back in 2007. 2007. So, and I showed them what to do, and it came out. They ended up paying us, but it's like dumb. Then they try to send you all these high-power attorneys. I like it, because one thing I told students: when you're right, but you best be right. You cannot say maybe, I hope so, well, I believe. No, it's either you got it black and white. It either is a pencil or it's a pen. It can't be, well, I think it's a pen. Well, it look like a pen. No, you've got to have actually the black and white proof, or else you're going to hang yourself. You've got to make sure it's either this or that. No in-betweens, no like hustling, no like stories like, well, here's what happened. Or what do they say? Oh, I forgot how they use it. Oh, the reason was, what happened was, no, here it is. This is what they owe me. Here's the receipt. This is what they did, and they took it from me. That's it. End of story. And it shows it. And you see it, you show it, you prove it, end of story. The affidavit, when it gets filed in, now here's another thing. There's a way you file the affidavit, and when you file it, it goes through the USA. The UCC1 covers everything under everybody, how you file it. And there's ways now, because on the UCC1, if you put like $1,200 in the numeric, they're going to go ahead and they're going to, what do I call it, redact it because of blah, blah, blah. And there's a way around that so you can get the amount in there. And so it's pretty interesting. But now he's stepping into a whole other level of an area in class that, and this is the thing, when people do something to you, you've got to have a way to fight to eventually protect yourself. Because all you want to do is use something that you can protect yourself with and know how to use it properly. So even when an attorney, now I'm not here to be your attorney. I'm just telling you what attorneys have always done for us and still do for us. I never really talk about it much, but now we have a student that's graduated into that level because he has a real life situation. So now he's going to get educated into something, how to use it, how to protect it, and he ever needs. Now, affidavits you're never going to, here's one thing. The only reason why I became an expert in the affidavits is because of the fact is, when I first started out way back in the early 80s, I'm telling you, I got hammered. I tell you, it's like when I was not kidding when I said I got, spit on and laughed at and booed off stage. I am not kidding by how people just ripped me off from here and there, left and right. But I had a way when I understood how to fight. Then when I began to fight, people kind of back up off me. They start talking. Well, no, don't mess with him. He knows what the hell. I'll tie everything up, and I have no shame, and I'll go against any attorney in the United States because I am brilliant at it. I have no fear, just as long as I have everything, the ducks in the row, and I have proof, black and white. I don't care who you are. I'll walk in front of a judge and get the judge, hey, here's this, here's that. And the beautiful thing is, I know how to use the notaries. The notaries don't realize how much power they have. This is what we teach you at Corporate Credit Blueprints. Does anyone realize how powerful a notary is? Someone, again, third party, I need someone to dig. Or really, there's really an adept notary listening to this tonight. In the family, in the background, whatever you're doing. Tell me that you are not the most powerful signature in the United States other than the president, how you do it. You heard what I said. They're the most powerful signature in the United States other than the president of the United States. If you know how to use the notary. There's a notarial protest. A lot of people do not know how to use properly. And I'm telling you, that in itself, I'm going to be real honest with you. I'm going to say something I probably haven't said ever. Knowing how to use a notarial protest, I charge $35,000 just to teach you that. Because once you know that, you don't need me anymore. So that's the only reason why I charge so much. Because of the fact is, it is a very powerful piece of paper, no matter what, and once you learn it, you don't need me no more. So that's why the fee is kind of high. And that's why I don't have a lot of clients, but when I do, when they get it, then boom. So all this stuff that you can learn with us, and like I said, I'm not here to be your attorney. You can take that to an attorney and let the attorney give you the blessing. Because every time I submit, even before I'm going to submit some things for our clients, I always take it to somebody. See, everyone thinks, oh, it costs so much to do it. Well, guess what? I get the blessing before I even do it. I run it by him. Hey, what do you think about this? The paperwork they give me, he doesn't know I already ran it by somebody already. I run it by the attorney that I know already because of the fact I do a lot of business with him. He'll tell me, go, or you know what, you need this. That's why I know it's going to work. I don't do it just blindly. I don't have to tell you what I'm doing in the background. I'm just telling you what's going to work. And that's why. But that affidavit, nah, I love it. I love the affidavit because guess what? An affidavit turns things around to where it becomes a mano a mano. A mano a mano. One-on-one. You're going to pull a lot of things out, and they don't like it once you realize how to use the affidavit as a strategy to protect yourself when you think, I'm a small guy. No, you're not. You're like a Fortune 500, and you can fight like them as long as you're willing to do what's necessary and don't become frightened. All of a sudden, they send the big old boogeyman attorney. Say, okay, cool, no problem. As long as you know you're telling the truth, and in the affidavit, it has to be the truth. But remember, those who file first usually prevail. That's why in most cases, who usually files first usually prevails. That's why the power of affidavit, the commercial affidavit, is so powerful. You can know what to do with it, how to use it. And the beautiful thing is we begin to, as people grow, that's why I'm saying that a higher program you go in with us, there's a lot of areas that a lot of people won't touch because of the fact they don't know it. That's what I'm saying. The youngsters that are teaching the sloppiness about business credit give their people no choice to protect themselves. How about if I tell you this? Even when you lose, you will be able to win. What if I tell you that you had one of your divisions go wacky on you, and even if you were going to lose, you're going to win because of how you set it up? See, this is one thing I tell you that is so empowering about this. And maybe say, affidavit, UCC1. Well, if you're in business, isn't anything going to happen to you eventually? This poor guy, Brian, this guy just slapped them around, and Brian's a smart guy. He's not dummy. He's great at real estate. He's great at finding stuff to go ahead and flip and rehab. But here's the thing. When he first began and did some things not too long ago, before he joined up with us, wow, when he told me about that, I couldn't believe it. Then finally I said, look, I never told him about it. I finally asked him, do you really want to do something about this? Yes or no? He'll, yeah, but here's the thing. Two things are going to happen. He'll end up with the money or he'll end up with the house. One or two things. Because once you're tagged by that, you're tagged. And there's only two ways to settle it. You walk into court, here's what I have, here's the affidavit, and he didn't do that. And remember, the affidavit is very powerful. And I'm going to tell you, do you realize who taught me about the affidavit? I'm going to tell you who taught me about it. And a lot of you are going to say, no. Absolutely. Folks, you've got to remember this. If you pay attention in life, especially in the world, you think, oh my God, they have a title. You think of police officer. Oh my God. All right. They get a little, what do you call it, zealous about their pullovers and stops and whatever. Okay, I got it. Cool. Who wouldn't? The President of the United States gets cocky. Who wouldn't? You have all this power. Well, I don't know if it's really power, but you have this authority that you have an illusion about certain things. And then you kind of forget, and then everyone twists everything around in this whole world. This whole world, they twist things around. And you know what I'm talking about. And I'll just say it. There's just the color of this, a color of that. There's the color of this, there's a statue, and there's a code. That's all I'm going to kind of tell you. You're a statue and you're a code. And most people don't understand the difference between the statue and code and fact. That's all I'm going to say for you for the moment, because I don't want you to get on a trip on that. All right. So what I wanted to say is, see, I learned who the master was in how they go ahead and send you something in the mail, and if you don't answer it within, it depends, it could be 10 days, 3 days, 15 days, 20 days, 30 days. I learned it from the IRS. They taught me very, very well. They taught me very well how they really do it. And the thing is, once you don't answer them, see, once you don't answer them, after that day they give you, let's say they give you 30 days, that's it. You now just entered into an agreement because you defaulted. Oh, no, that's not true. Really? Go look it up. Go look it up. When someone sends you something in the mail, even if you have an attorney to send you something in the mail that it might be something out of the blue sky, you write back to real quick, I don't accept this, and return it back. You guys don't understand something. When you start understanding how an affidavit works, it doesn't have to be in a form of an affidavit. The IRS is the best strong-arm person. They've been doing it. They have this thing down to a science. They're smart. But most people shake in their pants because when they stop teaching, see, if you go back to 1972, wow, my God, I'm going off the thing. I'm going into history. All right, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to move on. Forgive me. When you go, because I know there's a lot of stuff. I've been through a lot. I tell you, guys been through a lot. Like I told you, I lived in the garage. I got hammered before, and I swore I was never going to go ahead and lose anything. And the thing is, anyways, if you go back to the civics, in the civics, they used to teach you this stuff when you were younger. They cut it out in the late 70s. They started cutting out in the late 70s. Now they don't even teach the civics anymore. Civics had you think. They taught you about actual government. They taught you who did what. That's where I picked it up from. They picked it up. I remember when they taught it, how the IRS has and gets through, and they do it legally. They do it by the book. And of course, they can go ahead and manipulate some things of color of law, color of authority. But you have to know, okay, when they do color of law, color of authority, they're working under statutes and codes. Then you got to find out who the statute and codes belong to. Like, really belong to. That's a whole other conversation. But I'm telling you, I learned it from the IRS. I'm telling you, honest to God truth, I learned it from the IRS. I saw everything they did. I saw the stuff they did to my friends. I saw the stuff they did to a lot of people that I know. I saw stuff when they tried to go ahead and do it with me. It was crazy. It's crazy. Well, you didn't answer the letter, so it was true. I said, what? What are you talking about? It's like, can't be. Nope, there's a time. Oh, yeah, time frame. There's a time frame on it. You watch out. You best go ahead and answer it. Even if you, and don't ever say you owe any money. Say, I don't agree to any of this, and send it back. The minute you say you don't, the minute you write down I don't owe anything, or say I don't owe anything, then they're going to ask you another question. What do you owe then? You guys are going to learn how, like I told you before, loose lips sink ships. And I'm telling you this stuff, not because I'm an attorney. I'm telling you this is stuff I learned in life from attorneys. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I learned something from the judge at one time back in the 80s when I had a mortgage company. Whoever signs the payroll is the one's going to be accountable for the debt if there's anything wrong to the employment the feds and the Social Security. Man, don't ever sign a paycheck. Have a third party do it. So you can point the finger and say, go look at them. They took your money, not this business. Oh, yeah. So that's something else. All right, so these are all the scars you guys come up with when you get into business, but they don't tell you this stuff. And I'm sorry I kind of threw this out at you tonight, but I'm just kind of proud of Brian has had the courage to go and do this and make things happen for himself, because he's going to love it. Once he realizes he can go, hey, you're not going to take advantage of me no more. And no one should ever. You just got to know how to fight. You got to know how to fight. That's it. You got to know how to fight. You're going to have to fight when you're in business. Those of you who think that business is always going to be just, no. Own a beauty shop, you got problems. You own a nail shop, you got problems. Why do I say that? So much as, well, you hurt my nail, they want to sue you. This is the way you used too much acetone and ate my finger all up. Whatever. The way you did my feet, you stand too much skin, now I can't walk on it. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. Chiropractor. Oh my God, you adjusted my back. Now I can't move my arm. You got that, was that Lucky Finn on that little cartoon movie used to came out, Nemo? You know? I mean, there's crazy stuff that happens in the world. All right, God, let me get off things. Achievement Christmas. All right, I'm just really proud of Brian. That's why I'm bragging about him. All right, cool. All right, so the next thing I want to say is this. At Corporate Credit Blueprints, we're here to go ahead and assist you in getting what you want. We're here to assist you to prepare you. In other words, also, we'll tell you what kind of attorneys to look for and who to interview. Also, interview. I said interview. See, most people are afraid of attorneys. You're paying them, and you tell you, and I'm real flat with my attorneys. I'm paying you. You work for me. You do what I tell you to do, and you go look where I want you to look. You can look on your own in other areas. You can bring that up, but I want my stuff I'm telling you to go ahead and look up. And also, he has the person that does all his looking up for him. I have mine same thing looking for me, and I compare notes. Why? Because I want to get a letter from him, and a letter, it's called a letter from him that he'll go ahead and format for you, say, yeah, everything looks fine based on this, this, and this. So you stay within that letter. Anything happens, you can show him. Here's the letter the attorney gave me. He said if I stayed with his boundaries, I'm okay. And you got to stay in those boundaries. I don't care if the attorney's a $5,000 million an hour attorney. You have they're working for you. A lot of you, man, you get scared. I've seen these big, tough guys, come to the attorney's office, and all of a sudden, they do this. Like, I'm like, what the world? This guy could tear a door off, 2 doors off at just one swing, and he did what? Attorneys work for you. I'm not afraid of any of them. Because they go use the book. I know a couple of things that Harold Stokes told me, the one I told you about. When the attorney does this, this is what you send back to them and tell them to answer it. If they can't, they'll either leave you alone or they'll gracefully bow out. And it's exactly, they won't answer it because they can't. He goes, they can't because there's certain rules we have to go by. And if we have to step out of that box, guess what? They get pissy. They're no one else. They're just like anyone else. They're like a plumber. Plumber's a great guy, does good work. Some attorneys do really ethical works. Some are cocky, think they can't get, none one can touch me. Want to bet? I bet you, I've said this once before, I'll say it again. Not one attorney in the United States that has a business that works in any 50 states, United States, can show you a license that is signed by the governor of the United States to practice license in that state. You heard what I just said. Anyways, again, that's why I say I'm not afraid of them. They can't produce what I need them to produce. Harold Stokes told me this. He goes, they can never produce it because we don't have one. We work under a bar, but the bar is not even authorized. It's given grace by the courts to work in the courts. That's it. So when they say a license, they can't produce a license like a real estate license, a doctor's license, signed by the governor of the state of whatever they're in, state of Maine, state of Vermont. They don't have one. So if they're going to practice, then they better practice, not statutes and codes, but you got to practice there's the UCC law now you get involved with, because that's where a lot of things stem from. So anyways, what I'm telling you again, I'm not here to be your attorney. I'm only going to tell you what our attorneys have told us, and the ones I have new ones now that kind of now finally begin to realize who the boss is. They like it and don't like it because I know exactly what I'm asking for. I just want to get their letter of approval saying, well, if you stay within this area, then you're going to be safe. I keep that letter. It's worth the $250. Believe me. All right. And then on top of that, I'm not here to be your financial consultant. I'm not here to be your CPA. I'm not go ahead. And I'm just telling you what we do, what works, and that's it. And if everything else is all educational, it's all it is. Educational, educational, educational. But I'm telling you, go look it up as the third party person because the third party is more powerful than anything else. And some stuff you're not going to find because they're not going to publish a lot of it. But other than that, I'm just saying, okay, let's move on. So at corporate credit, that's what we teach you. We teach you to start thinking, okay, great. Not small, but big. And also, Brian has some great real estate stuff that comes through. Now I have something for him tomorrow. I'm going to chat to him tomorrow about because there's some really good stuff that I found out that we can do with what he has. So anyways, the next thing I want to let you know is this. At Corporate Credit Blueprints is, guess what? That's right. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it has to do with the slides. It has to do with the slides of the SS4 form and also the Social Security form. The SS4 form, what you're looking at, this is a form that actually works really well with I'm stalling for a reason. I want to make sure I got something for you correctly. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Go. Okay. All right, cool. All right, that's what I wanted to see. All right. So now, as you can see, the SS4 form is one of the most powerful forms that you can use. I want to show you how you use those because the fact is that the SS form and the Social Security form, you only get one of those, and one of those, what happens is that, guess what? Social Security, you can mess it up. Now, a lot of people do the repairing of the personal credit, but there's a lot of things that they really overlook. And it's pretty interesting to kind of see, like, wow, they're overlooking this. And it's not that it's a bad thing, but it just doesn't work for what sometimes they're telling their clients inside of that, because that's one thing that we actually do teach inside of that in our class when we go ahead and do these things, because of the fact is we're really, how do you put it? We just want to make sure you're very thorough in what you do. You need to have yourself, when you're first starting out, it's really awesome to know that you're really working and doing things that make a difference for yourself, but also you have a hands-on to like, okay, what's really going on? How do I know to protect myself? What do I need to know to do? So on and so on and so on. See, everything I'm talking to you is not a bunch of hot air, you guys. And a lot of you might not even understand it. But this stuff, people keep telling me, you should learn. Here's the thing. The reason why I don't do a lot of products, like for instance, you have this Eric dude, Alec or Alflick, or whatever his name is. He goes on the YouTubes a lot, and he's all over the place, whatever it is. The reason why I don't do that, personally, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a tech guy. I don't care. You can put it in baby style. I don't do it. I don't know. See that, and so I don't have the VA to do it with. I just do it this way, but I'm doing great this way. Excuse me. So the thing is that all I do is everything's just, and this is real. It really is. And we even asked for some marketers to come by. And here's the thing. I laugh at this because there's an old thing. There's an old saying that we used to say, hey, trust me. And guess what I say? I don't have a problem trusting you, but I trust results. Now, some results take a little longer than others, but I still trust results. Trust me. I trust results. I've never seen, tell me one thing, you folks out there. Have you ever seen anybody so far out there? And I haven't mentioned my guy's name today. And he wouldn't even say something if and it's not even prepped. He wouldn't even say something. He was asked to say something. He's not kidding. Did he have to wait a little while we're building? Of course he did. Because we had to build things up, get things straightened out, and we tried. He get frustrated when you get turned down. When you get turned down for a Staples card, Staples card is kind of, oh my God, I can't even get a Staples card. This stuff doesn't work. And I understand it. I mean, I've been through all that. And I laugh because, again, usually when you've really been through a lot, nothing surprises you. You say, oh, it's just a pain in the butt. But you get to find out what's not working. Even what was so beautiful about him receiving his credit line, and also the business loan, two at the same time from the same company. They actually explained to him about some things, why possibly other ones turned them down. See, he got a lesson. Stuff I've never been told myself that way, but they told him. And they told him why it worked out, because they did. Now I'm going to tell you, they did look at his past about his personal stuff just to see how he was paying. He never missed a payment or anything, so I guess they said, you know what, I guess you're doing fine. So they gave him the no PG. Now here's one thing about it, is that they explained to him. So now he's able to understand. See, even I don't have all the answers, but guess what? I'm willing to dig, and I learned because of him. I learn more from my clients than I do about me going out in the real world. Because the real world is my clients. That's why I say they're family. I learn from them. Yeah, sometimes they go off on a tangent, but it's okay. I get it, but it's not personal. But yeah, the thing is, when they learn something, they're never going to forget it. Now they know when there's a few things that's got to adjust, and we're in like Flint. So anyways, what you want to learn about the SS4 form is you want to learn why you want now you notice the yellow one, the big yellow one? The big yellow one is going to be your company, or if you're going to switch it around to a corporation, you can, no problem. Or if you're going to keep the LLC and then do a corporation, there's ways we can go ahead and do that to make it work. All right? Now, also with this, you want to begin to understand is that when you're doing what you're looking for to do, is that your steps to build your credit for your EIN, or AKA, I call it tax ID. Tax ID, because that's what it is. It's a tax ID. Here's what you're going to need to start building. If you go back to this slide here, the big yellow one is where you can first start building whatever it is. Whatever it is. I don't care if it's the unincorporated way you're going to do it, then you use your tax ID. It doesn't really matter. It's perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay. Now, if you're a Fortune 500, that's how we treat you. If you're a Fortune 500, we treat you that way. You have some accountability. Accountability is you got to go ahead and take the hits. You got to be willing to say, okay, great, I got to build my credit here, but I also got to start my division. And I tell you when to start your division. I always tell them. But you know what? They don't remember. It's like, how do they forget? Because I say this. The minute you get your first card, 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 did you notice what I have signed up over this? My signature? I wonder why I sign it that way. No one believes it, but why do I sign it that way? Why do I sign it that way? But when you get your first card, I tell them, when you get your first card, guess what? When you get your first card, guess what I tell them? Immediately give it to your division. You need to set up your division the minute you get an approval and you know you're going to get a card. Your card will be mailed to you in 7 to 10 business days. It doesn't take you 10 business days to set it up. The minute you say that you're approved, you need to set your division up, mail it in, so it'll be back within the time that card shows up. But a lot of people don't remember that. They drop that out. I said, hey, did you set up your division yet? Oh, no. And your card came in already? Oh, yeah. Why didn't you set it up? Oh, I forgot. And I understand that. I mean, I did it myself before in the beginning. Now I know. Hey, soon in fact, even before they tell me I'm going to get a card, I always set it up. I always have you always should have it down the road, just so you know, as you start having it growing, is that you should have 5 or 6 divisions already just kind of like hanging out there. Already filed, DBA's already filed, trade names already filed, whatever state you're in, already have them filed, pay the $50, $30. If it's, if something's cheaper to mail in, it costs you more to do it online. I know in some places it charges you $50 if you're gonna do it online, or if you mail it in, it's only $30. So, anyways, that's all you do, and you just have them hanging, and you take them and you put them in an envelope and you put them in the drawer. Oh, I got another card, so I'm gonna put it to those divisions now. That's how you want to do it. It is very simple. But I say in the beginning, you only want 3, and there's a reason for it. But I only want 3 because eventually, what you're going to do when you're building your business credit, to the big yellow one, you do not want to go ahead and have any kind of business go into that. You're going to take all the business you've been doing, you're going to switch it down to your divisions because a mother is not going to ever be touched. I call her mother. I don't know. It's mother company. And this is what I mean. You're going to end up building to your big yellow business there, the yellow length one. All right. These are the things you're going to end up doing. 5 accounts, 8 accounts, 14 accounts. And some of them already have cash credits and stuff. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. But what I'm saying, the reason why you build these, because the bigger when you build it, here's the thing. You're building a foundation. The wider the foundation, the more weight you can put underneath that puppy. Just like even working out. Some guys, when they work out, when they bench, to do what their benching is, the reason why they take more weight is because they've been building on it. They've been building the foundation so they can go ahead and, push the weight. And I'm not talking like a 1 rep, 2 rep. I'm talking where they can do 325, all right? 8, 9, 10 times for 3 sets. That's foundation. Anybody can go in there and work the way to do 1 or 2 reps. Who cares? Foundation is when you can do like 10 of 325. You got it. 225 as you begin. Maybe 145 when you start out. Then 180, 185. Then you get 190. Then you get to 2. Then you do 225. Then you start building. But that's all foundation. Same thing in squats. When you do squats, you don't go do 325 right away, all the way down to the pot. No way. You start out, real, because again, you've got to start out slow. That's why the 5 accounts are so important. Like if you're going to take the squats to the bucket, you've got to go ahead and have your whole body trained for that. And of course, your strength comes from actually squats. It's the tree trunk. That's where all the strength comes from. That's why you see a lot of people with little chicken legs, because they work the shoulder and this and that, they look good, but they got chicken legs. And then they don't go to the bucket. When you can go to the bucket, even you go to bucket at 64, 70, you've done a lot of work to go ahead and strengthen the whole hip area. Oh yeah, big difference. So I just want to let you know that building your business credit is building your foundation. The foundation is what the most important thing is for you. A lot of people don't tell you that. And I'm going to tell you, there's really no microwavable. Let me be careful when I say that, because when I say that, people think, oh my God, what does that mean? Well, here's the thing. See, you want the strength to build it, but also the thing you also got to be aware is that it's an investment in your business. It's an investment in yourself. Some of you went to college, and what did you do? You made the investment, you paid 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 280,000 bucks. Then you graduated, you got the degree, right? Cool. Guess what happens though? You don't have it. Where's the money that goes with that degree? See, each step shows you money that you receive. So let's say you paid for a course, $997 for a course. $997 is not going to teach you the stuff I just kind of briefly went over with you. That's going to just teach you the whole, whatever it is, this stuff. The reason I say this stuff, I'd rather have people that have already built their credit up come over to me then, because then I can go ahead and at least clean up with what needs to be cleaned up, because there's stuff going to need to be cleaned up. That's just how it is. But the thing is, the foundation of those you come with, the reason why I have you do the foundation, And the reason why I say there's no really microwavable item, it seems like microwavable when you get your credit lines, but that's only because you put in the time and effort to make sure, and the investment in yourself and the business. So when you get like a credit line of 35,000, that is equal. In fact, put it this way, one of the clients I have, they received $30,000 in all combined of credit, and plus now they have like another $35,000 now in cash lines, credit line and a loan. Okay? Now here's the thing with that. One thing about that is, now that's 60 grand. That is 60,000. And that 60,000, he did not even pay 60,000. Now some of you pay $997 and you're going to expect the mountain. And you're not going to get the mountain. You're going to get the real basic stuff to build your business and then move up from there. And then I'm going to tell you straight up. People, now this particular one, I did not charge him 10% like everyone else does. I didn't charge him anything for doing those loans. Because he's in a higher paying ranking area, so why would I want to do that to him? Some of you people that get you the loans, they're excited when they get them because they get paid 10%. Someone gets 60 grand, 10% of 60 grand is what? $6,000? And some people, I'm not going to pay that. They're not paying it anyways. But I'm just saying is that I don't charge my clients that. Because I know the lender's going to charge them a small fee. Anyways, they all do. It's not for free. But the thing is, that's the investment to get the line. You pay them $250 they give you 30 or 20 or 25 or whatever that is. I'll give you a smaller line, 150 because it's smaller, whatever it is. All I'm saying to you is that you're going to make an investment, and it is an investment, but you get a return. Like when you graduate from college, you don't get a return right away. You go to internship, you got to go to lawyer school, whatever that is. You do this, chiropractors, GYBN or GY, whatever it is, baby thing. And then internship, got to go through the cadavers and look at this and look at the spleen, look at the pancreas and whatever. So the thing is, guess what? A lot of you rather go ahead and sit around and spend $1,000 on a phone when the phone's not going to return you anything. Really? Think about it. Some of you are you on that phone and people say, hey, where's that guy that says, hey, yeah, make this money on the phone, and do what my daughter did. Where'd he go? See, all that did work, but it's only they found it out first, so that's why it worked, and then they tried giving it around. This business credit's been around forever. I'm not the only one, but it's how you teach it. See, and that's what I'm saying. I'm really kind of dry and bland. I'm not here to entertain you. And, hey, you want excitement? Look it. If you want hype, then I'll send it to Tony Robbins. But if you want action, then we'll do the action. But you're going to have to follow steps. We're going to give you the pick and shovel. First of all, you're going to start digging. You're going to start digging for your foundation. We understand what it is to dig. So, all I'm saying, this is what you're going to be building for your business as you go on. Also, another thing is this. You want to learn the line of defense. As you're building your credit, all your credit is going to be moved down. Oops. I'm moving it down. All your credit is going to be moved down to here. You're going to learn how to go ahead and daisy chain and multiply all this. All this. Why? Is because of the fact is that you've got to learn to protect yourself. You've got to learn to protect yourself. Because if you don't learn to protect yourself, guess what? Then someone's going to come take advantage of you. And then on top of that, how are you going to learn to fight for yourself? Now, most of your, and I even told the guys, the ones I hire, look, I get you want to make money off me, but I'm only come to you because I'm going to fight that way. Well, you don't have to go that way because you can go over here. And then I say, great, give you, a $2,000, $2,500 whatever retainer fee. And then, because I'll go to court. And then you're going to charge another $25,000, $5,000 to go to court. Well, that's different because now I have to go. Really? Then guess what? So why don't you just file the affidavit for me? No, because, they don't want to file. You know why they don't want to file it? They don't make any money on it. at all. And the reason why they want to do the UCC one, well, you got to wait to do this. I said, well, let's just do the notarial protest. Well, you know that this is going to take because it's the same process you're going to have to go through the courts. The only thing is you're doing the notarial protest because of the fact there's things they didn't do, and now you have the proof they didn't do. And remember, the burden of proof is on the person on the other end that receives your affidavit first. First in time usually prevails. First to serve usually wins. That's why I tell the client that you better get things done so you're the first one to serve. Hey, boom. You know? Well, you know, let's take his shoes and let's take his shirt and, you know, maybe a couple of houses until he pays you. I don't know. Then finally he'll get tired and he'll just pay you. So, you know, just take the house. Okay, cool. Take the house, and then if there's any damage that's left over, we'll go ahead and, you know, file another one for things done not complete, or the house, whatever, is all jacked up and you got to put $10 million in it just to break even. No, that's not what I talk for. Anyways, don't get me on that. All right. But your line of defense. So right here, not legal or accounting advice either. Reason why I say that, because let me tell you why we say that. People like to misconstrue things. They like to turn things around. Oh, well, he said this, and I ain't practicing nothing. In fact, here's one thing. Oh, my God, I actually need to keep quiet. No time to get off. All right, here's one thing I want to tell you. When someone asks you, the minute you send the document out, like an affidavit, that's you personally sending it out. When you personally send it out, guess what? Now what happens if the little guys who are going down there crying to an attorney, oh, look what they sent me, what is this? And the attorney's, that's nonsense, don't worry about it. Then they tell them, it was a beautiful part of it, they tell them don't answer it. Oh, I love it, because then there's something that comes right behind it, just what the IRS does. IRS is so brilliant, I tell you. Thanks to them, I learned this whole thing. So you send them something else right behind it. And the IRS does that too, and then you can't argue the fact, did you answer? No. Okay, good. I'm glad. Thank you so much for, admitting. But hold on. They say don't answer. Cool, no problem. Guess what? Then you already have and the attorney says, well, now when you have to go to court, the judge's going to ask a real simple question. Did you tell your client not to answer? You big dummy. Because they're not used to it. That's the older ones, the ones that have been around, they'll tell their clients, we need to answer this thing. Just in case. But here's the thing. They're not your friend. You guys got to understand this. They're not your friend even if you pay them. That's why you really got to be really bold. You work for me. You do what I tell you to do. I'm going to give you stuff I want you to look up. And then once you look it up, then okay, cool, I'm going to have my stuff looked up because this is what I have. And then tell me why it's not accurate. Then let him explain. That's why you hired him, right? Well, I know it all. I don't care if you know it all. I'm telling you what I know that's worked before. Now tell me why it won't work now. Well, there you go. They're not going to, here's another thing, remember they don't even tell you, well, I'm not sure, and I'm not that. The reason why they're not sure is because it's all statutes and codes, and it's based on the universal UCC codes as well. So, you can have a better story, and again, who filed first and negotiate, it's crazy. That's why the affidavits are so powerful. It's point blank. The IRS is smart again. They mail you a document, that's it. You don't answer. Next thing comes next. And the next thing you know, it's over and they win. Why? It's not because of the IRS. It's because we hide and are afraid of them. Because you don't know how to answer them. And their attorneys will not answer for you that way. I'm telling you, do you realize that the IRS will go after an attorney? See, so it's not even fair when you go to court. Even a judge, they'll go after a judge. Hey, why are you siding for them? They'll go, you didn't pay this before, right? Is that you? Oh, well, okay. A lot of people don't believe it. You think this is stories, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of cases out there you can look at, and then you can look up where it was said. Oh, yes, it's in there. You have no idea. But anyways, enough of that again. God, I don't know why I'm going on that for. Okay, so now to get your line of defense is that. Also, another thing is this. This is what you're looking for. You're going to use vendors to build your tax ID or EIN credit. You're going to use vendors with no PGs, no cash, no credit check, no personal guarantees, and also your other vendors. You have Uline, Quell, Granger, Zoom Off Supply, Pilot Flying J. There's also fundability programs that can get approved. But here's the thing. There's even a business corporate Wells Fargo you can go ahead and pay and get that as well. Starting this sometime Monday, I'm going to have also the next vendors to give to you guys as well in the short version class I have 10 o'clock on Monday. All right, here we go on this. Another thing is this. All right, never bring the pain home. You're going to learn not to bring the pain home. It's one of the most important things. You're going to learn not to bring the financial pain home. All right, now, also another thing. To build your credit for your EIN, you've got to understand why you want to build your credit for your EIN. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but private money is awesome. Why? Because they loaned only to entities only. See, the money that we go ahead and use, that we let our our money connectors use to go ahead and lend to home flippers and rehabbers, is that they have to be an entity. They have to be an entity in order to lend to them. All right? So that's one thing beautiful about the program. Also, another thing, that's how we can get them approved. In fact, that's what I say. You can have a 202, but they're going to lend to the entity. Even if the entity is not so hot, it's an asset-based company. So we do everything asset-based, and that's why we lend to it. That's why it's so awesome that these people are just doing really great and doing being the money connector. Also, like I said, again, the line of defense. Again, the line of defense is what you're looking for, and this is what's so important to build your credit and stuff. The reason why you want the line of defense, when you're building your divisions, eventually you'll be able to use these divisions to support the corporation, which means this. They can go ahead and co-sign for the company, or the corporation can sign for them. Corporation goes co-sign for a line of credit with them. I'm just saying. I know you don't care. Who cares, right? I tell you about 4 points of income. Real estate, franchises, profit sharing, then leveraging money and credit. Leveraging money and credit. Eventually, as you grow, you're going to have to take some of your credit lines and start rolling the money. 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 Whatever you're going to do, roll the money. And that's explained more in the class that we do. But one thing I want to tell you is real estate is where you're going to build your financial security, but not wealth. You're going to build financial security, but not wealth. Wealth is a whole nother level. Wealth is a whole nother level. You're going to be in a position when you start getting into wealth where you don't control, you don't have anything, but you control everything. When you have money, you still owe, you still have stuff, and people can take it from you. But when you control, no one can take anything you control. They can't take, they can't take your control. If you're driving down the road in the car, they can't take control of your car unless they go ahead and log in and do a whatchamacallit through the computer. Then they take control. But if you have an old regular 1957 Chevy, they ain't taking no control of nothing. Okay? So what I'm saying is that there's a difference between the two. Now, also the next thing I want to let you know is this. I have this picture for one reason. One reason is this. There's strategies in life that we give our students and our clients and the family members, which means students, client, and family. They're all three. When I say one, they're all three in one. That first of all, when we send you out into the world, we don't send you out in the world just with a spear. Yeah, we send you kind of suited and booted to some degree, but we send you out knowing that you have someone bigger behind you, so if something goes awry, you can go, okay, cool, hold on a minute. Let me make a phone call because I'm calling the Tigers. You talk to our team. But you know you're never left alone. You have someone that has your six or has your back. All right? So now, a bulletproof strategy that you can apply. Never underestimate the influence of private money lending. Let me tell you, if you don't know what kind of business you're going to do for the moment, or if you're doing a business that's not doing you so well, why not get into private money lending? We give you a business right away. We're not charging you for the business. I even said if you come into the private money lending to begin your business so you have money to pay for your business, because you're going to need money to pay for what? Everything I talked to you about regarding what you need to do to go ahead and build your foundation. You're going to need vendors to go to. You're going to have to pay for the vendors when you pay. I mean, you're going to need vendors to go pay the vendors when you order from the vendors. You go to Uline, you're going to have to order from them. You got to pay them. Quill, you're going to have to pay them. Granger, and so on and so on. Pilot Flying J, gas cards, you're going to have to pay them. We're attempting to make sure that you don't have to, that you can avoid taking money from your natural income you already have to where you can go ahead and also have the extra money that you make from lending the private money out, that you don't even have to know anything. What I mean by that, if you're able to go ahead and add, multiply, and subtract and divide, that's all you need to really know in the beginning. We'll teach you. Once a week on Thursdays, we have training. This is so you could go ahead and supplement the income to start your business. So here's what I'm saying. Before you even graduate to a next level, we're giving you the opportunity to make money. You're using our money. OPM, other people's money. Hello? And this is one thing I don't really understand, because here's where it all begins. Real estate. You can get into the real estate game with no money, using our money. Or you could go ahead and give it to people that are in the game and looking for better money. Looking for a way to get better money. Better money means instead of coming to the table with a lot of money they need to bring down, you can have them come to the table with less money. For instance, what do they do 100% of the no, the 100% money for the rehab? How about 100% money for the closing costs? Or how about 100% of the purchase price and 100% of the closing, and they just need to have a few extra dollars for a closing cost because it's a little overpriced for itself? What if they were able to come in 100% on the purchase, 100% on the money, and 100% on the closing cost? So with all those things involved, you have many opportunities to go ahead and make a difference in someone's life. This is immediate. Let me tell you what I mean by immediate. See, one thing I want to let you know is we have a free web class on Thursdays where we bring all our people in. We'll give you education. If you want to join the team, you can. And you don't have to be anything, what do you call it, out there person. You don't have to, if you are, great. You don't have to. If you can market the way you market, you can email. We give you the templates that we use. We even give you the business cards pre-printed, or you can change them the way you want. We just give you a template. You do what you wish with it. Then we talk about more, okay, to educate you more. But all you have to do in the beginning is know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. That's it. Now, this is how you can make an income in real estate without ever buying or selling properties. You folks, think about this. We set you up to win even when you don't have nothing to work. I have no money. But guess what? You go out there, you can start making yourself some money. It's that simple. And then this method allows you to do this part-time, from home, position your to cash your first check in little as 45 days if you're willing to go ahead and put in at least, what, 8 hours in a month? That's 2 hours on a weekend. 4 weeks in a week, in a month. 4 times 2 is 8. But as little as 45 days. Agents deal with rehabbers. Find a rehabber down the street. Hey, when someone's doing a work construction or pull over, say, hey, you guys a rehabber? Oh, yeah, they're rehabbing the house. Where's the guy that runs the show? Oh, he's down there over by the whatever it is. Go give him your card. Hey, where do you get your money from? This is what I can do for you. The card says it all. You don't have to say to point to the card or a little flyer you want to handle that we give you. It's up to you. That's part of the financial intelligence. To make and have your stuff for what you want, we already set you up for a business that already cost you nothing but your time and maybe $45 to make your business cards and maybe some flyers. Not going to put no bandit signs out, nothing. In fact, the bandit signs that says we buy houses, I call up, hey, look it, you guys looking for more money? So with that said, I want to let you know that we've already set you up to win. Another thing is this, that's why I say, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You've got to keep generating and generating and generating, and then you've used a division to do it eventually. Even if you don't have a business now, if you don't have a business name, if you don't even have nothing set up yet, don't worry about it. We're going to go ahead and take it and set it up for you. We'll get you a tax ID. You tell us what name you want. We'll do a Zoom together, and we'll set it up online. We'll go to the irs.gov. We'll get your tax ID. Well, also the name of the business, what you want to call it, eggs in no basket. Eggs in no basket. We'll do that, and then we'll type that, and that'll be over to get a tax ID for that. What? Yeah, well, it's that simple. Now, all I'm saying is this: give us 90 days. Give us 90 days. If you want to pay the $9.97, go ahead. That's okay. If you want to come and just do the real estate thing, then come right, go ahead. But here's the thing. Give us 90 days and look it, we'll get you on your $1 million way road dream. Because here's the thing. If you still have it in your heart, you're still dreaming it, and you're still looking to really see, it's still there, then guess what? You're meant to do it. Now you have no excuse not to do it. So that's all I'm saying is that you must remember that this is your possibility for you to go ahead and do what you need to do. Call us at 888-471-4252, extension 2001, or go to www.corporatecredit-blueprints.com and just go ahead and there, just click a link there and let us know about tonight. And you want to sign up for the Thursday night class so we can send information back to you. Also call us at 877-819-0891. If you call us at either one of those numbers, but the 877 number, if you want to get just put on the list so you can go ahead and be sent the link for Thursday, do it. And also another thing, and we'll get you all set up. If you say you want to go, you could be going. If you join us with Thursday, you could do Friday and Saturday if you want to, or Saturday, and whatever day you off, spend the 2 hours. You'll have the template. All you have to do is it's an hour class, and then to train you, we'll do an hour with the people that we train. It's multiply what you need to ask the customers, and then what we do once a week, we have training to go, what you experience, what you ask. Also another thing, guess what? You're not on your own. Let's say you're out there and someone asks you a crazy question. You could dial us, and we'll pick up the phone. Hello, may we help you? Yeah, I'm with the money connector. Yes, how are you? What's going on? Well, I'm with a client right now, and they're asking me this, this, and this. And we'll ask, okay, great. Ask them this question. And they ask, okay, now we'll write it down too. Ask them this, ask them that, because we're going to do the numbers too with you. And ask this, ask that. Okay, great. Hold on one second. Oh, ask him one more thing. Does he have this? And he says yes. Okay, great. You know what? This looks like a good deal. You ready to go? You'll even have the applications with you. You can either put them online and fill them online if you want, or you can just put them in fill them out by hand if you wish. However you want it. If you're a tech-savvy person, where you can take the PDF we send to you, turn it into a fillable if you wish, fill it right there in the client, and poof, pop right over to us, and we'll get it started. There's a lot to go ahead and let you know. So when you get started, your first check, you can make $1,500. Okay. If that's too hard for you, how about $1,000? There's $1,000. Let's say you just do 2 a month. That's about $2,500. Almost $3,000 you can make. I'm just saying. So anyways, give us a call, 877-819-0891. All right, folks, you have a great evening. Thanks for your time, and thanks for allowing me to go ahead and blab. All right, appreciate it. We're looking forward to speaking with you, and most of all, remember this. You make a difference, and God bless you all. Have a great week. I'll see you during the week, and I'll see you on Wednesday. All right.